Okay, guys, now for the analysis on your house. I needed to update this. I just am trying to remember what I told you last time, but I think I said around 170. Now, I know it's been 2 years, but this will be really good that you guys didn't pull the trigger when you did. And one of my big fears when you guys decided to put it off was that interest rates would go up, and I hear it every single day that they're going to go up and then they go down again, and they go up and then they go down, go up, go down. So we are in a little dip right now. You can always tell because of the number of refis that are coming in. So my lender has been telling me he's been swamped with refis. So we've got a good little window here to move into a softer market, get the most money for your house, and hopefully make you guys a lot of money. So here is your house. 2,046 square feet. Here's the tax record. Has it listed where you paid 176. The square footage there was 2023. What we'll do is we'll cite previous listing as our measurement, and we'll use the higher number. It's only 20 square feet, but hey, it's your 20 square feet if someone's willing to pay for it. It's always buyer's job to affirm that, but I do have to cite it as where I got it from. If I measure, it usually ends up lower. Especially on a two-story house, you just have the bonus room, but it usually ends up lower, so I can explain that another time. It's not very interesting. But here is our comparable sales. Let me go back to the list view. And I got it pretty close. This one right here is stretching it per square foot, but I left it in there because it was a good sale, price per square foot wise. And appraisers will comp a house that's 400 square feet off. I just had one that was comped over 500 square feet off, and it really killed me because that was the smaller house, and they were trying to compare the two without making adjustments. But here's your sales. We got one for 88.91 a square foot, which is say 88, 97 a square foot, and then 94 a square foot, which is why I left that in there. The rule of inversion says that smaller houses sell for more per square foot. In this case, 94 square foot is not so bad. We'll take that. Flipping through these real quick. Here is our cheapest one, 88 a square foot. Looks awesome. 2-car garage with the separate bays. So you're kind of expecting a lot on the outside. And you get in here, carpet. It was like gray carpet, and people don't realize that even though these things are awesome, it's beautiful, but all that stuff, their ugly furniture and whatnot, is going to go with them, and people just don't have the vision to see past that. And it does look like this floor in the kitchen is a laminate, not a real hardwood floor, which is nothing wrong with a real finished laminate, but this one is not the fancy kind. You can see the edges popping up, so this is like a picture of wood glued to wood, so that's not a real nice floor there. Going back to the list here, going to the next one. This is our one that was 97 a square foot, straight up and down. A lot of people don't like that. They want a nice downstairs, and upstairs is more extra, so that's going to help you guys. Again, lots of carpet, that's okay, in this neighborhood at least. So awesome backyard. I can't tell how much of a slope that is. I know you guys have a slope to deal with as well, and the market doesn't seem to even notice right now. I had one for 170 that they had tried to sell it 3 years ago for 170, and all they heard was the backyard was too sloped, and it got snatched up in 22 hours. So I'm not too worried about the slope. We will just have to listen to feedback, and you guys haven't worked with me on a listing yet, but I get feedback from every showing, even if it kills me. Sometimes it takes me a week to run down every agent, but we'll find out, and then we just have to be reasonable and listen to folks and find out what the objections are. And here's our other one at 94 square foot, but it's larger. So my thought is, if this one had a sold, if this one was a smaller house, this one would have sold for over 100. This is just where I get subjective with my analysis. I can't prove that. I know Frank Batson built these homes, and I know that they wouldn't have had these countertops and everything when they were put in. So they've done a lot of upgrades. I'm having trouble remembering. I remember you guys had a great style. What I can't remember is what all you had upgraded. So again, just stuff that I know Batson didn't do when he built these houses. And I like this. We'll do that as well, showing the proximity to the lake. So going back through the analysis, let me stop here for a second and pause this. Okay, so now I've changed screens here so that you can see where I crunch the numbers. I'm not going to do the math for you, but I've done it outside of this. Here's the objective measurable factors that we know we can use: square footage, our past sales, condition of the property, updates that have been completed, basement square footage. All these things can be quantified, and I've done that. All of my comps in this case, it's sometimes really hard to do in old areas particularly. In this case, those three listings I showed you matched all of this. So those are almost dollar for dollar, pretty standard. Maybe the carpet would be the only thing that becomes something that I'm not sure about whether you guys have done all that. I can't recall. And then the subjective factors, these are things we have to listen to. Busy roads, pools. I mean, a pool can kill a sale and it can help a sale. I almost never have a client ask for a pool, but I often have clients who say they don't want a pool. And sometimes they get a pool and they're happy about it. So it can go up or down based on that. Size of the yard or lot, this could hurt you a little bit. If I remember right, you got a little bit of a sloped lot across the back. But if they're looking in that neighborhood, they may already be used to that idea because that's a pretty hilly little neighborhood. That's about it. New home competition, you don't have any new home competition. And then the ease of showing and presentation. People don't understand that most homes are still very emotional impulse decisions. So the quicker you can get out of there and the cozier you can make the house, the better. I mean, I remember being so impressed by your house that I had talked to Lisa about possibly doing some consulting and things like that. So I'm not too worried about that. The house is going to look awesome. I can't remember if you had dogs, but just load up the dogs and the kids and get out of there because people will make decisions just like you would buy something quickly at Target. Very emotional buyers. So the closed comps look like this. It says that your house is worth 88 to 97 a square foot. Priced you right in the middle there for 190. And that's reality. That's what I can justify on paper. Appraisers are going to go outside the neighborhood for one comparable sale, and that's not going to be helpful to you guys because the neighborhoods around you are not as good. So I kind of swung it towards the lower end there because I know that that's what an appraiser is going to do. He's going to take two of those that I just showed you, and then he's going to take a third one. And I'm just trying to put myself in his mind to prepare you guys. Now that being said, I've had appraisers make adjustments where I needed them to make them, and I've had appraisers listen to me and let me explain to them the difference in, say, a Batson home and something on Sandberg or Reelfoot. But anyway, so I did put that just to set expectations. Hey guys, we could be selling this house for 190. Now in reality, I sell for most per square foot than anybody in this area. So that's kind of my thing. I don't even like to have the days on market conversation because it tells me that people are judging my performance not by how much money they make, but how quickly they sell the house. If you're distressed, fine. I'll price it so you can sell the house quickly, but it makes a hill of beans and difference in my commission to sell for, $5,000-$10,000 less, but it makes a world of difference if I can sell for $5,000 or $10,000 more for you guys. So I put the marketing price at $199.9. Now, that really, normally I'd probably stretch it a little bit more, maybe to 105. I mean, so 205. The only reason I did 199 is it's simply a search engine optimization. When people are punching in numbers in the MLS, it really is going to hurt us to go just over 200 because people have automatic searches set up that are going to be triggered if it's under 200, and they're not going to have it set up for above 200. However, if we want to list at 205, even 210, we are going to be running into appraisal problems, but I think we can find someone willing to pay it. But keep in mind, we get a contract for 205, and say they ask for $6,000 in closing costs. We're at 199, essentially, and then the appraiser may say, look, it just doesn't appraise for that. So we're back to the table negotiating. So even if I end up in triple offers where someone's willing to give the farm away, it doesn't impress me because I know what I'm up against later down the road with the appraiser. So I do think that we could realistically get it appraised out for 195, maybe even 199. I think we could even get people willing to pay over that, but I don't see the appraisal coming out. And if it does, it's because we got lucky and got a good appraiser who wants to see deals happen and doesn't want to kill things for home buyers. So let me know what you think about that. Again, I'm comfortable with you guys. What I would say is if you guys are comfortable setting the price higher and taking more time, I'm comfortable with that. But I just want to be clear that those are the things we're going to be up against. And I'm all for tackling those things for you guys. Let me know what you think about that one. I already did the analysis on the other one, and we'll keep on going. Thanks.